Yo, it's TwinnCrankin from the DMV, and we rockin' with DMV affiliates.
Hey, Twin, you crank that.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Vito, for real, Vito, Vici, Gigici, and all that wicked shit. DMV affiliates in the motherfucking building. It's another episode of Affiliates TV. And actually, this episode, I got a special episode, man. I'm sitting here with a young producer, you know what I'm talking about? A young composer, you know what I mean? Like a young orchestrator, the next wave of the DMV sound. You understand me? Go ahead, introduce yourself, young brother.
Yo, my name's TwinnCrankin. I'm straight out of Southeast DC. 15. Booming with this producer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, young. Tell him how old you is again, brother.
I'm 15.
15 years old. You hear me? So I mean, like, with you starting off so young, when did you get started, bro?
When did I get started? I say when I really first got into it, I was like 14 in like January 2019. But it's like I always loved music my whole life. Like ever since I was a young, and I can remember I was cranking Wayne and all that. Like I used to look up all the songs, and like I was always so attached to music. Like even if I wasn't making it, like I knew what sounded good. So it's like as I was growing up, I seen it. I was like, dang. Like I see people making beats, producing, and rapping. So then it was like when I was 14, I got transferred to this little class, and it was like they wasn't really teaching us how to use programs and all that, but they was like messing around. I think the first one was Ableton. If I can remember this, like I made my first song, it wasn't mixing up, but I felt like, dang, I made my first beat. Yeah. Then I would go like my mom's friend house and stuff like that. Like we'd be in the basement, I'd be in studio sessions, and like he got me a beat one time. But then I ain't start taking it serious till like honestly last year, like late October, November. I was in school. They had this after school course and all that. But it was like with Serato Studio and stuff built from scratch. And all that, and it was my man's Q, my man's Fawn. He was running the show. So
shout out to Q and Fawn.
Shout out to y'all. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I was saying like they got me plugged in. Like they was teaching me how music was, basically like the simple instruments and how to work everything.
That's dope.
And it's like once I got that, I would start messing with the samples. It's like I just took off so fast. Like I knew how to play chords already, cause like I would watch videos about producing before even knowing how to do it. So it's like I was punching the chords and stuff, and I was doing beats like really good. It was to the point where it's like I was doing so good, I was like, I'm ready for the next level. So I got a laptop, ran to my man, he drew right quick. He's like, I linked up with him through Q, and then like he came through, we was chopping, I played some beats. It's like, yo, that's cool. So we exchanged information. Next thing you know, we was talking and all that. And then it's like we got serious. I got a new laptop that Christmas, and then I got FL Studio.
That's dope.
Ever since then, I just been going, practicing my craft, trying to get better.
So I mean, like, so from the beginning, I mean, did you come from a musical family? Like, does anybody else in your family produce, compose, or play with instruments at any point?
Yeah, I was about to say I got some family. Like, I got a lot of family. Like my cousin John, my cousin John, he in the field and stuff. He like doing what he do. I got a singer named Yanni. I don't know if y'all know about her, but it's like my family say like she big and all that. She is singer. She going around the world. Which I know my cousin. They said I linked on my cousin recently. His girlfriend, Nitty Scott. You know, it was that's like another branch. So it's like, but I always really grew to the mainstream music. Like I just had the idea, and like every time I would listen to music. But I know in my family there's a couple key roots. I just can't name them all the top of my head.
That's dope. That's dope. So let me ask you. I mean, why a producer and not a rapper?
Because I seen so many people wanting to be a rapper. It wasn't common to be a producer, especially from the DMV.
That'd be different.
Everybody was on that DMV, you know, trapping and all that.
Yeah.
Everybody became a rapper from the hood and all that. And I was thinking, and I was like, plus it was like, I would hear certain beats, I'd be like, I was more in tap with the beats and all that. And I was thinking, man, why be a vibe when you can create the vibe? Because it's like it's all about the producer, then the artist.
Say that one more time, bro.
With the quote I just said?
Yeah, you said, why be a vibe?
Why be a vibe when you can create the vibe?
That's lit.
That's basically what that is. Like, you know, the producer come with the beat, the artist come with the vocals and all that. Then you got the engineer, you know, he come and master. It's like a triangle, you know what I'm saying? Triangle offense. But then it's like, anything really wouldn't be possible without the producer making the beat.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, it's like a 50-50 with the artist, but then the engineer all plays like a 33, you know, over 200.
Oh yeah, pieces to the puzzle, no question. So, TwinnCrankin, like, how'd you get the name TwinnCrankin? Because cranking is associated with the DMV. So, like,
Yes,
how'd you piece that together?
Alright, so I got the name Twin and all that because I had a cousin. I say rest in peace, my cousin. But basically, what's going on is when I was younger, like I had this cousin, she used to call me Twin and all that. It's like my birthday on the 11th of August, hers on the 13th. And it's like she always called me Twin. We fake look alike, and like she did so much for me. And then like I don't even want to like go into everything that really happened, but like real life situations came in, kicked in. She was laid to rest in like 2016, and it was like it really was crazy because I was so young to really understand everything that was going on. So it was like when it all started, I just like seen her different and all that, and I didn't feel so attached. But then like over the years when she died, when I grew up and recognized everything that was really going on, it's like, dang, that's crazy. So I said if I'm gonna come with a nickname, anything, like pick something that meant something to me.
Facts.
And then Twin went with it. That's why I also got like 2 N's in the Twin instead of just Twin, you know. Just
Right.
a simple ass song. And then Crankin' because it's like, you know, when I first started making beats, everybody was like, nah, in their head, because I started out making DMV beats like with the piano on it. So, you know, it was boom, it was like, yeah, that joint. And I'm like, what's a word that's affiliated with DMV that's going to catch the attention from the DMV?
Mm-hmm.
Crank. But instead of Twin
Crankin'.
Crankin', because, you know, the beats cranking.
Facts. And I mean, I've heard a few of your beats, bro. Like, so I mean, when it comes to your beats, I mean, like, how do you choose your sounds? Like, you know what I mean? Because I know you still building and everything like that. But right now, what's the formula?
Honestly, I go off my mood. And I say the way I make my music, I don't go, oh, I'm going to make this like however I feel. I just like might punch in the keys or like might find a sound, sample it, you know, try and mix it up, make it my own. But it's like, it depends on really the vibe of me. Especially I feel like LED lights, like those play a vibe. Like if I'm mad, I went through something that day, I might turn on the red lights or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because colors is more powerful than just saying it. Like they really got like an effect on how you feel.
No question.
That's why a lot of studios got the lights on right now. And all that.
It's a vibe in here right now.
It feels spacious. But back on topic, it's like when I get a vibe, I just punch something in, you know, describing the vibe and stuff. And I usually it's like a couple keys, like when like A through G and all that, you know, it's certain keys that match emotion, so I try and stick in that range also, so I'm not just doing anything.
He's getting scientific on y'all, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real formula. It's not just
brag,
make turn up.
Yeah, it's like the how I feel like you got associated with certain keys and all that.
No question.
Yeah. Then I just create some, you know, I get a vibe off it. You know, add some little effects, just experiment with the different plugins, and then next thing you know, it's like I just be coming up with everything. I put the drums together so fast that sometimes I miss how bad I cranked the joint. I was like, oh, wait a minute, like I got beats, I'd be like, it's mid, but then I come back the next day, everybody playing like, yeah, that joint is. I'd be like, really? But I'd be thinking it's mid.
Right. But hey, I mean, you creating the vibe, so you know what I mean, what is one thing to you might have set the mood for everybody else, you know, you was just building. So let me ask you though, because when it comes to producers, you know what I'm saying, there's certain types of producers, I feel like, you know what I mean, what type of vibe would you say that you're trying to create, you know what I mean, whenever you do, because there's turn up producers, there's producers that produce R&B, that slow jam type vibe. So I mean, what vibe you usually trying to create?
A vibe I usually try and create, like off the top of my head, it's really who I'm around. So let's say I'm around like a lot of people that like that trap, that up tempo music, you know. I try and keep, you know, trap on tempo, like everybody like, oh yeah, this crank. But then like, you know, people like singers, anything, I might do more slow down beats, more like relaxed, like you can chill
melodic
to it or something. And then it's like, you know, with certain rappers you can go the Evo route. It's like, cause I like different feels and different genres of music. Like I listen to everything.
Right.
So you go to rock, you go to Evo, like I listen to everything to keep tabs. So I'm not just limited to one thing.
So you were like a flexible producer, basically.
Yeah, I'm saying flexible because it's like, why be in one, like why be connected in one field? It's like, oh, you know, the rap game got one field, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got pop, you got country, You
Right.
got, like, not saying I'm working every single one, but it's like you can experiment and get so much more business and money out of it. So
No
it's like
question.
it's nice to be versatile and flexible rather than sticking to one major thing.
I mean, that's facts, bro. I mean, like some of the goats out here. I mean, you know, from the different producers out here, you know, they are able to work with, you know, the R&B pop singers, and they able to work with the trap rappers, and you know what I mean, and maybe even put them all on the same track. So let me ask you a question, and it might come off a little different, but I mean, are you ready to be the future, brother?
Yes, sir. Of course, I'm ready to be part of the new wave.
You know what I'm saying? And I ask you that because, like, producers, man, like, you know, y'all, people don't understand. Like, a young producer such as yourself, you have the potential to be what we're listening to for the next 2 to 10 years. You dig what I'm saying? You say you 15, so I mean, by the time you 25, you will still be young. This is 10 years from now. You'll still be young and still at the age, but you still, for the next 10 years, you still have all of this time to basically put your foot on their neck and be that wave. So, like, is there any pressure? Is there any nervousness? You know what I mean? With you being young and you got all these seasoned guys out here?
I honestly, I don't really feel no pressure to it because
Man,
the way that I
fearless.
the way I like to operate is like I might see what's going on and like a trend that everybody rocking with, but you know, I kind of like stick to myself for what I'm doing. So it's like I kind of like, as a one-man team, like I make my own cover art, I mix my own beats, master my own beats, put the tags and all that. Like I made the connections, promote and all that. So it's like I kind of just work on my own for right now. So it's like I do what I gotta do. I put it out the way I want to put it out and stuff like that. So then like being the future is nothing. It's like you know, you try and put yourself out there and market and to have, you know, reach out to the people, but then it's going to be to the point you reach out to people, there's so many connects reposting your stuff, that's how you grow. And then now there's people following you, so you could just post them and that they're like, how do celebrities get all their likes? Like, it's, you don't understand the back end, like how much money went into ads, how much money went into all these things, you know, to get the exposure, get up there.
Yes.
It's like, you know, if your friends support you, like if you got all your friends on your post liking and all that, like that's your friends, that's cool. But then you got people you don't even know out a whole nother city, and it's like so many people like that. It's like that's way better exposure, and it's gonna take you way further. Than it's like people that you don't know will take you further than people you know.
Man, I'm digging all the gems that you're dropping, young brother. It's very refreshing. So, and I believe you mentioned this before about like the type of what you use to produce, but I mean, because I feel like that's a part of kind of what makes what type of producer you are as well. Like there's producers that use beat machines, you know what I'm saying? There's producers that use programs. There's producers that use live instruments and just literally record them and piece them in. So what kind of how do you go about it?
I go about it, I just use Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops,
I
okay.
just plug it in.
And you said you said FL?
Yeah, FL Fruity Loops, same thing.
Okay.
FL Fruity Loops. And they go.
Got you. I mean, this is also for anybody who's not musically inclined. You know, I mean, people don't understand. Like FL Studio is like that shit is. I mean, like people, the majors use FL Studio. You dig what I'm saying? So style. When it comes to music, style has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So far as fashion, swag, you know, attitude, things of that nature. I mean, I see you got your own. You came in here with drip today. So
don't do that.
Hey, I'm keeping.
Look, I just came with a simple white tee and some, just some jeans.
See, but they don't see the shoes and all of that though. We ain't even going, you know what I'm saying?
We ain't gotta get into
that. Yeah. We ain't even gonna talk about all that. But when it comes to that, like, what kind of style do you want to leave, or what kind of mark do you want to put out there?
My mark. I want my come up to be more of a story, and they be like, everybody talk about like how it came up, because like if people knew me for like a while, like the people that knew me way before this whole music and buzz, like they knew I went through a lot as a kid. They knew that I had a lot that I was dealing with at the time. So So it's like, it just shows you that, you know, you could be going through the worst point in time in your life and you just back on the wall, don't know what to do, but then you could find something that can like change your whole life.
Facts.
So it's like, that's one thing I want to come up with, like, you know, like with the style, like I don't want to be like that guy that always be like, oh yeah, I'm just rocking straight this, straight that. Like when I blow up, I get money, you know, I can make those purchases because I made it. But you know, I won't, right now, I don't really trip on the biggest brands, all that. Like, yeah, I might get a pair of drawers here, a pair of this there, a pair of this there, but I'm not trying to make it every purpose. Like, even if people say like I got a little budget, like I came to the point where when I start making my own money, like I be selling my beats and stuff, so I have some bread on me, you know, and I be thinking like, oh, I could buy this, but I'd be like, well, I got this bread, I got to put it for this, I got to put it for that. So then, you know, I kind of cap myself off for the budget and try and stay in, and you know, appreciative of what I get. You know, I might give me a pair of shoes, you know, it don't gotta be most expensive, but these shoes, they look sweet. You can get around the day and walk. So it's like, I'm doing what I gotta do and handling with the budget I have. So when I have that big budget, I could ball like that.
Sound like a smart dude, man. What were your influences, man? Like, you know, and that this is a 2-part question. I want to know, what were your influences home? What are your like influences music wise when it comes to producers? Who are your favorite producers?
Alright, I answer the home one first. Inspirations, I say my pops. I say my mother. I say the first two's gonna be my parents because they made me to the person I am. Like my mom always kept me tapped in with like music and other stuff rather than like my mom would not let me be home in the summer. She was like, you gonna do some type of program. She made that clear. Like I don't remember a time I just sat back in the summer when I was outside. I was like, hey man, I was always in some camp. But now that I think about it, I'm glad I had that exposure at a young age. And like my father stuff, he came back around. It's like he was always there, just, you know, you had little issues here and there. It's like we came around and he just shaped me to the man I am. He got me right, got me hip on things at a young age and stuff. Dang near my brother, if we being honest. But you know, that's my pops of course, but you know, we look smart, we act smart, all that.
Sound like a real one. And you said and who are your favorite producers that you would say like?
I say, like I have, it's like in a whole different range. So I say like Pharrell was one of them. Cause like I got a lot of beats where I experiment. I have like a kind of Pharrell sound to it, cause it's like especially like the bass and all that. Like I've heard a lot of tracks with Pharrell in it. But then if we want to talk about other producers, I'd say Southside, you know, with the Future and all that. Like I was bumping Future heavy in like 2015, like 2014, 2015. You know, that was like when 56 Nights and like all those projects came out, and then like I was hip to him. It's like you always heard the Southside tag, like listening to Future. And then, you know, you got like that Metro Boomin phase and all that. And now it's like so many new producers. I can't say it's like, I would say at a young age those influenced me, but now it's like nowadays it's like it's so many producers out here, and it's like it's so many different sounds. Like me being young, I can study those sounds, but like not try and completely just copy and be like, oh yeah, I'm making off this vibe and stuff like that. Like yeah, I might do type beats and stuff like that, post them on YouTube, you know, for the people that want to buy them or want that type of vibe. But like when I'm really like on my own, like when I'm making my own stuff, I experiment with what I want to do. I don't go with like what everybody else doing.
Right. So Pharrell, you know what I mean, Metro Boomin, you know, like, because you naming some goats, bro. Like you definitely naming some goats, and I mean, I'm loving the fact that it is like kind of like, because if you are Pharrell meets Metro Boomin, turned it into TwinnCrankin, I mean, shit, hey, bruh. Like I think we're all, everybody set up about to have a lot of eargasms. You hear me? Like we about to be enjoying ourselves with all the sounds that you about to create, bro. So
only gonna get better from there.
I mean, I want to know, like, what's your dream collaboration? Like, who do you want to be breathing on a TwinnCrankin beat?
I got some different ones.
Reach for the stars.
I say dream collabs right now, man. An old one, like as a youngin', if we're being honest, like I say I have a DMV sound, but I got like a real melodic ear at the same time, so I do different type of beats. But it's like if I was to get Kid Cudi on the beat, you know what I'm saying, or even a track possibly, might decide to make songs, you know. Still think about it at a young age because I could do it. It's just like, I'm just trying to get my producer image right now. But yeah, Kid Cudi, you know, stuff like that. Honestly, I think I only got like 2 I can think on the top of the head, like Kid Cudi and shit. Kid Cudi. I'll say this. When I was younger, I always wanted to work with Wale because I was listening to Wale a lot as a youngin'. But then also, I say like somebody like Uzi and Future. Like those like the 4 I can name on top of my head.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's all people I really listen to.
Oh, I mean,
I listen to so much. It's like I like to collab with everybody, so I can't just say every artist and all that. But you know, if I was to break it down, I'll say like the main 2 was just Kid Cudi and Wale. Has just something that stuck with me since a kid, and like what really like got me going through different sounds from like Future. I would say just those 3.
I mean, you ain't named no slouches. You know what I'm saying? You ain't named no slouches. So I mean, what I want to know is like, what are your goals, bro? Like, because I mean, you young, so I mean, you got a long road ahead of you. You know what I mean? The sky's the limit. Future is bright. But what do you really wanna? What do you wanna do?
What I wanna do? Honestly, my goals is just first to be a millionaire before I have to retire. Or even
Talk about it.
You know, I just want to be about my money,
Facts.
be about my bread, and then you know I want to be able to get my family in a good position, so they don't have to worry about if they're gonna be having to be late on rent. They don't have to worry about paying their bills. You know, look out for the family that was there, and all that. For me, you know, make sure that they good, especially you know just the people around me that really like helped me, was with me on my journey, so that I ain't just gonna like, come up and be like, oh, there's money. So I'm gonna look out for people that was there.
Hey, you sound like a young good dude, man. Like the fact that you responsible and you actually got in your plans to take care of your family, man. That means a lot, man. You know, as a producer, you know what I mean. Like, you know, there's a lot of places that your music can take you. You know what I mean, and it's a lot of opportunities. So I mean, like, what would you say is a place that you need to be, like before the end of your journey, you need to go where?
As in location wise, or like
like yes, where you want to be in life. Because I mean, like, honestly, I asked somebody that same question, and he was like, man, I'm trying to be in the Hollywood Hills with 5 Grammys on the mantle. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a pretty big place. You know what I mean? That's a good destination.
I say I won't really give away like location and all that, because I still ain't make up like where I'm gonna be and all that. Plus, you don't want to really be public nowadays.
Oh yeah, no question.
Keep it just
something to
but
yourself.
I say like goal-wise and like accomplishments, you know, I just want to go down to history. It's like a young sensation who came and took over, did his time, hopefully a long time, you know what I'm saying? So, you know how the media work, you got people that blow up and then they just go right down. I don't want the people that blow up for like a year or two, have like a couple hits and then they just go back down. I just want it to be somebody like every year, it's like, dang, that's Twin, he doing him, he stay consistent and all that. I just want that. And then, like, you know, the Grammys, you know, have a couple awards, have a couple plaques and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm like 55, I can just look around my room, I see a plaque there, plaque there, plaque there, Grammys,
Nice.
like all the good things in life.
Let's talk it into existence. I mean, would you are you gonna stay independent, or are you looking for a deal? What's the idea?
The feel is just to be independent, get it out the muscle. Because at the same time, you know, it's a lot of situations where the label will put people in a bad position. It's just all about, you know, knowing your contract and knowing what you're getting to. So it's like the goal is to bring everything from the gutter though, do what I gotta do, build the money my way, market myself, and then like, you know, with the people I'm on. It just all depends on how the business looking.
Man, my man, that's what I'm talking about. How old are you again?
15.
15 years old, man. 15 years old. I'm telling you, y'all need to get up with this dude. So let me ask you like one more question, bro. Like,
Yep.
honestly, what are you gonna call your sound? Like, what is going to be the name of your sound? Because I feel like the things that you're doing with the versatility and with just the fact that you're able to spread yourself. What would you like to call your music one day?
I just call it unique.
Call it unique. Huh, man? I love it. So I mean, we towards the end of the interview, and I like to do what I like to. It's like kind of like a game or something like that. I call it the DMV definition. If you bear with me, you willing to do it?
Oh yeah,
Excellent. And so these are just basically words from the DMV, terms from the DMV, and you just more or less saying what these words mean to you. Okay.
All
right. So the first is turned up. What does turned up mean to you?
Just turned up, you mean, you lit. You in the party, you cool, the vibe right, everybody lit, you know what I'm saying? That's just the meaning of being turned up.
Okay. Sauce. What does sauce mean to you?
Sauce, like, I'd say it like this. You can have the juice, and juice is temporary, but when you get sauce, ketchup and it lasts in the fridge a long time. So when you got the sauce, you there for a minute. You got something that people rocking with that's gonna be there for a minute.
Tell them. I don't think I've heard anybody define sauce in that way. I like that. Play me 50. What? Some people say you played me 50. What does that mean to you, bro?
Two ways. Play me 50 is like, dang, you did me 50. But then another way is like, you play me 50, I got the other 50. We go 50-50 on something.
Yeah, I see. I like that. I like that positive meaning a little bit better than the other.
Yeah.
Locked in.
Locked in.
What does that mean?
You in the studio, whatever you doing in life, you locked in, you focus, ain't nothing distract you from what you doing.
Mentality.
So you locked in the music, you going at it every day, practice and do what you gotta do. Locked in the money, you gonna get money, do what you gotta do.
Oh man, see, there's my man locked in as a producer in this motherfucker. You hear me? So
vibes.
Crunchy. What does crunchy mean to you?
Crunchy, I say crunchy like unchy, because a situation can get unchy where it's like, you gotta pick, dang, it's just like a tight situation what I'm about to do. Like it could be an unchy situation where you late on rent, you like, what's it called, let's say $50 off. You be like, how am I gonna get it to him? How am I gonna make $50 in a couple of days? I just say unchy though.
Okay, so that seems like kind of like a tight situation. Alright, solid. What does solid mean to it? Because that's an old school word, but what does that mean to a young brother?
The main of solid is in whatever you do, just stay 10 toes on it. Like if you with your man, just stay solid with your man, keep it above and all that. And it's like just stay solid and loyal. And like solid plays with loyalty. That's basically what it is.
I like that. And that, because that is facts. Pressure. What does pressure mean to you?
Alright, pressure, you got, I say you got, the pressure on you and all that and stuff like that. Or, you got some good gas and there's some pressure.
Facts. Now, last one, bro. You know what I'm saying? What does cranking mean to you?
Cranking mean to me is like, oh yeah, that joint thumping. It's like you walk in the joint, you make the nasty face to a beat, that's how you know it's cranking.
Oh, man. So now that we at the end, bro, tell me about projects that you got coming out, bro. Like any music that you something sneaky, anything that's out right now that you want people to tune into, and anything that you got coming.
Man, I got my the first EP, my first placement with my man's Damo. It's called Damo with the Draco. We have 50K streams now on Spotify. Go look it up.
Okay.
That's something we got out now.
Yeah.
And then
15
I got
50K. Yeah.
Something slight, ain't too big. But I got another tape. It's called Alias Child. It's like we got that in the works. I'ma figure out how much structure, how many songs. Do I just want to have tracks I produced or tracks that I put on there when I rap it myself? We got that in the works. Ain't no release date on it, but I can guarantee it's coming soon.
That's a bet. So I mean, like, is there any shout outs, bro? Like anybody you want to mention?
Like I said, shout outs Damo, shout outs Drew, shout out Q and Fonz for putting me here. Shout out my pops, shout out my mother, shout out my family, you know, stuff like that. And shout out all the good men and the people around me that's solid.
And if they looking for you, and if they looking to get your music, where do they go?
I can tell you three. If you looking for me, you can find me on IG and Twitter at TwinnCrankin, TWINN Crankin, CRANKIN. You know, you find me on YouTube at TwinnCrankin, same spelling. And if you want to find me on BeatStars, it's TwinnCrankin.
That's dope. TwinnCrankin, I appreciate this opportunity to sit down with you, young brother. You definitely are a young star in the making. I can see the hunger in your eyes, man. I can hear the intelligence in your words. And I believe you, bro. I can see it in your spirit, man. So, with that being said, this DMV affiliates, your man Vito Vici, TwinnCrankin.
We out.
Go.
Hey, Twin, you crank that.